We are live. So just give me a second here. I'm just turning it back to go back. Come on. Nope, nope, not that. Sorry guys, I don't know what the heck how this happened. So let's see, after dark. Because it is after dark, so I know some of y'all that's watching right now or listening to me. I don't know why. No, that's not what I picked. I didn't try to invite nobody. Okay, that's not what I'm worried about at the moment. I'm trying to get that to video. Okay, I guess I can share it through Facebook. So, although, I'm currently, trying to set that up. 2, 6. Okay. Going live on that. Okay, I'll share it on Instagram. All right, there we go. Come on, Facebook. Okay, I really don't know how to get out of that. Does this work? Nope, that doesn't work. Don't want no guests. I don't know what it is, but I never, God, this happens before, so I apologize if you guys can't see me, but y'all can, at least you can hear me. So let me see. Live highlights, live gifts, no, not muting the microphone. Is it because I eliminated the background noise? That's probably why it changed. I don't know. Wait, okay. Settings. Post a highlight as a public video every. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so learn some new things. Okay, I'm apologizing, guys. So I'm sorry about that. So now against you guys, that's oh crap. Okay. So let me get this ready and yeah, this is kind of weird, guys. Trying to set things up, and this is why you get to see, a little bit before we start the actual recording. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it looks like I haven't done the let's see. Okay, after. Yeah, because I'm thinking I may do like after dark, maybe like just like once a month now. Because if I'm thinking so, and I think at times on Fridays, if I'm off, I will. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Like anytime Fridays that I'm off, I am gonna do it. So let's see, teach you a role. Hey, welcome to the live. I appreciate it. If you guys watching on either you on Facebook Live, also on my personal TikTok page and also on YouTube. If you want to shout out, just say hi, like TTO Rule did. So, want to shout out, just say hi, and I'll shout you out. Um, okay. King Steve MC. Hey, welcome to the live. So there is a lot to talk about. I just got to get Twitch set up. That's what I'm kind of doing right now. Okay. Put today's date. You might hear a little bit news on the background. This is crazy. Like, ooh, birthday was yesterday. Then we got this today. Miley's Corby H5Z. Welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Okay, that sucked because this don't got no light on. This works a little bit, but kind of sucks. But well, it looks like it's better light over here than it is over. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so let's start with Okay, yeah, we're now on live on Twitch. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. It's just like stuff like just stuck in my throat. So you'll probably hear a little bit of like news in the background because I didn't fully watch the NFL draft like rounds 2 and 3 because I know Packers was up to pick. So it seems like Packers were more focused on getting defense, maybe young defense on here. So I'm thinking at some point they will get like a wide receiver. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that. So we'll see. So before we go, we will start the show. I'm gonna fill you guys in before I do the pre-recorded episode. So what's happening is like WWE did like a massive release on they did a lot of releases from the main roster. Majority that was hit was Evolve and NXT stars. So some of them were very promising, but I put on my Instagram that I think we failed as you know as fans to support these guys. We really did fail them, and probably some people don't see that. Okay, they're gonna be in the Indies and stuff like that. That's good and all, but it's like you can support them in the indies still, so there ain't no problem with that. But it's like if they were your favorite, they came from the indies, or they starting to build themselves up through the performance center and stuff. Well, same thing, with AEW. Although I give them crap half of the time, but half of that crap is deserved. And believe me, WWE has some faults too. Oh, congratulations! You won your baseball game. That's cool. Uh, right. So but yeah, guys. Like I said, y'all guys want to shout out, just say hi, and please support the channels. Of course, like I said, on Facebook Live for the on WFSO Radio Network. Also, my personal TikTok page. Like I said, WFSO on YouTube Live. Also, we're on Twitch, WFSO on Twitch. So, for the first time in a while, I finally, got all four of these going. So, just glad it kind of, came in my favor. Mike Leda P9P5U. Hey, welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Like I said, anybody want to shout out? Just say hi, like Mike Ledette did. Also, if you want to support at least our YouTube channel, we're trying to get subscribers. We need about 1,000 subscribers. Just hopefully soon, because because I know you guys gonna want some free stuff when we get to that point. Because I am gonna start doing giveaways, so I know people will appreciate that. So please support. And same thing, you guys on Facebook Live and also TikTok. Like TikTok, we are going to do a giveaway. So all we got to do is just try to reach 500 likes. That's all I ask for. For every time 500 likes, and we will do a giveaway, like an autograph. Yeah, like an autograph Bushwhacker Luke photo. That will be the giveaway. So check it out. Hey, you're 12 away from 100, then you can probably start doing lives. So for like others, YouTubers, they trying to go live. Like, you got to get to up at least up to 100 subscribers. If you get there, you can actually do like live videos. So I know my wife's page, and like she's trying to do the same thing, and yeah, it's just trying to show your YouTube neighbors support. If we all like, if one wins, we all win. So it's like you help one person, you help you. Like we help you, you help us. Kind of like that thing. So apologize about that. Oh God, drama, 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 drama. So um, oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. So let me just start this pre-recorded episode. So mainly, we're gonna talk about Bucks. We're gonna talk about the releases of wrestlers. A little bit of Milwaukee development, and see if there's interesting things. Talk about comic book movies and TV news. So also, what I'm thinking is, do you want Mr. Beast's number? Are you talking about who I think you're talking about? Yeah, King Steve was like, yes. Yeah, because I think the Mr. Beast that you're talking about, I think I'm more familiar with him. So, we'll see. Um, but let me get this started. We may not talk much about the comic book movies and TV news, so we'll see after that. So it ain't gonna be much to talk about for the Milwaukee development as well. So I'm probably gonna repeat myself one more time before I do the pre-recorded. So I'm about to start now with the pre-recorded. So y'all will hear the same thing, and for those who are brand new on here, welcome. Please support the channel. It's 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WFSO After Dark special. As I was talking to people on the live, that I'm thinking of doing this on Fridays now, just for because I can't do Thursday because yesterday we had this double episode season premiere of Resclusive. So I don't think doing it Thursday afterwards, what I was doing at the moment, wouldn't work. Wednesdays, kind of like I wouldn't say totally like my rest day, but it's kind of like my break day, because mostly I'm always working like Tuesdays and Wednesdays at my job, and yeah, it's just crazy. So I do get a chance request off like certain days, and like I said, like I only work like 3 days a week, and so hours are just like vary, and it's good in my favor. And some of y'all know my situation, but I'm not going to explain it because, not to be rude, but it's like nobody's business. So unless you know me personally. So anyways, like I was saying to the live, we're going to talk about the big release of WWE Stars that was today. So we was thinking we weren't going to have any of them released, but yeah, there were. Of course, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Bucks. They got the new head coach, and I guess a lot of rumors talking about they may go for a certain NBA player to like team up with Giannis if they try to keep him. Just a few Milwaukee development we talk about, and maybe some comic book movies and TV news to talk about. So it may not be much on that one. So we'll see. So let's get to wrestling. So it started out, I think, what was it like? Was it yeah, it was after, we were at a like hotel, like a certain location in Wisconsin. So I'm not going to say where, but we're at a certain hotel. Just I was like, let me just get my equipment. So I need to do this video in this live for you guys. So I won't, just forget about it and be like tired about it later. So anyways, so like we did went swimming and a little bit with the grandson. And the thing is, like, soon as we got up here, and I was like, okay, let me look online for something going on. So the first three fire-ins that they had was Abba Fire. So yeah, she's gone. Zoe Stark, although she was cleared to return, but the problem is they probably didn't have nothing for her anyway. So I'm just like, God, why? Um, First it was just like a three of the Wyatt six. It was like Nikki Cross. I believe it was Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy. So I don't know how they fouled that up. It's like one of the things just surprised you. Like, what are you doing? Like seriously. And I believe no Dexter Loomis and Roman was released later, but it was Joe Gacy, the three out of the five that were released earlier. So I was like, you kidding me? More? And I know some of y'all probably in the pre-recorded episode probably reading more names. So, and from it looks here, it was more than that. So we got NXT's Dante Chin, which they brought him back and put him back like on Evolve. Then it's like they didn't know what the hell to do with him. It's like sad and it just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Excuse me. So Kyrie Zane, yeah, that was the biggest shock right there. That and she was on like a perfect storyline, between Io Sky and Oscars. So it's one of those things. It's just like, why did they decide to do that? Like just write her off. After they kind of like begged her to come back, and she was like back home and like Japan. Although with WWE, she was like their what they call them I can't believe I forgot the name of it. They call them like ambassadors. Yeah, she was an ambassador for WWE while she was wrestling in Japan. They had an opportunity. They had plans for her to come back, and they did. For the last few years, and suddenly, okay, they're just gonna release her. Doesn't make any sense. Apollo Crews. Not trying to sound negative on this, but Apollo Crews, I guess it was a long time coming because it was like after he had the IC title, was going with that the Nigerian accent and like the Nigerian thing. Um, we kind of knew it didn't work because like how all of a sudden he's just talking with an accent like that was WWE's foul ball play and it probably was all Vince at the time. So yeah, foul ball on that one. And Apollo Crews, in my opinion, is better than that. So I'm looking like, why y'all do this? Like seriously. Alistair Black, and they just re-signed him last year. And I thought he was good on the road, with feuds and stuff like that, and kind of like being like what Karen Cross was, like instigator. Okay, it's like okay, that's pretty good. Of course, Selena Vega, she finally won the title. Besides winning Queen of the Ring, she also were the United States champion. She, I think she took it from Julia, I believe. Yeah, she did. So it was like Chelsea Green, Julia. Then Selena Vega took it off. Only had it for like a few months. Then I think it was back to Chelsea Green. Then wait. Okay, Chelsea Green. Then I believe it was Selena Vega. Then Julia. Chelsea Green won it back, and then it went back to Julia. And just tonight, Tiffany Stratton beat Julia for the United States Championship. So it would have been the good moment if they would have saved that for WrestleMania. But probably what their crap is like, oh, there's too many spots. We can't give out a lot of spots. No, you're just too cheap and trying to add like a whole bunch of commercials on it. Yeah, I didn't watch WrestleMania, but I heard what happened. It just don't make no sense. All these, I know you want to get your sponsors out there and things like that. Like with us, like, we save our sponsors like to the end. Like, I can say Midwest Wrestling Collectibles, they're one of our sponsors. They sell wrestling merch. And also, we have Great Scott Sports Cars. They have like, football cards, baseball cards, and all that stuff. Buy, sell, and trade. So check them out. Midwest Wrestling Collectibles is also on Facebook. And we also are proud sponsors of Phoenix Pro Wrestling. They have a show tomorrow, like up north in Wisconsin. So you guys got the time, go check it out. Hey, it's a cheap show, so you know what? Come on. Also, proud sponsor. I am also, I'm like the co-owner of Maddie's Mary, but I'm not the creator. But me and my wife, we're taking part of that, and we've been doing that since like 2012. So maybe like about 3 years after we started WFSO. So we help parents with that grief, pregnancy and infancy loss. We do that. Heh, here's the missus. There's our anniversary today too. So yeah. Mm. Oh, you want to drink the rest of the water?
I need a Coke.
Oh, I might have to get some ice soon, huh? Fair enough. So I probably will need a cold water drink myself in a little while. Oh yeah, I can always refill it and put it in the fridge.
Does it help us feel cold drink?
That's true, but I'm just saying. But anyways, like I said, more of the release was the Motor Machine Guns, but from what rumor has it that their contract was about to expire anyway. So I don't know if they were going to stay or they was going to go anyway. So who knows? Huh. They may end up, going back to TNA. Or I kind of hope they don't go back to AEW because it's like with their tag team run in WWE, yeah, it is pointless. It's gonna be the same thing with AEW. So I'd rather go back to TNA and win the tag titles once again or solo like titles. Like they both, at one point were been world champions in TNA. So maybe the final comeback. You never know. Santos Escobar. After re-signing him this past October, they just want to suddenly release him because it was a AAA special event that they had that he got injured. So yeah, they just cut him. After they let him go at one point, then signed him back and put him. They was thinking he was going to be the face of AAA, and yeah, we get this treatment. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh, he's talking more about Kyrie Zane. She did leave when her contract expired in December 2021. Returned to WWE like about almost 3 years ago. It's just like crazy, like okay, so we'll just let her go. It's like I said, with Escobar and all that stuff, it's just ridiculous. It really is. But they don't have more names on here. But there was a lot of NXT and Evolve stars that got let go too. So maybe in the bottom it'll have more. Of course, it was a bunch of call ups too on Raw and SmackDown. So it looks like it was more SmackDown call ups than anything from Raw. So, but then again, I'm a big, I like SmackDown more than I do Raw anyway. So, hey, good for me. But okay, so Andre Chase was another one that got released. He would have been a good mouthpiece for a wrestler. Either they can't talk, or it'll be good for them to pair him up. So if they would call him up, he would be a good mouthpiece. Like put him as a manager. Maybe sometimes he wrestled. So I don't know. I think half of us can write better stories than the writers they hire at WWE. But then again, at the same time, the writers they hire are wrestlers anyway. Especially a few of them a big old has been. Especially Michael Hayes. It's just ridiculous. Tyra May Steele, they did like picked her up after she won the Olympics in 2020. Then had her like down there, and they looked like they wouldn't have no chance to call her up. They gave her the treatment of what's his name, because now he's with UFC, and it's just stupid. Like I thought the thing, with the gold medalists and stuff, like was really good. Like it worked for Chad Gable, but they can't make it work for what's his name and Tyra May. So it's stupid. So Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Yee, they was the tag team. One time, they was tagged with Wesley at one point. So Wesley, got let go. Then suddenly you got those two let go, and they could have been a dominant tag team. I think it's Luca Crisafino, that was with the D'Angelo family, and he got let go. Malik Blade, of course, he was part of the tag team. Then they brought him back again to Evolve. Didn't really do nothing with him. And few of these names I probably never seen, or they just didn't give him a chance. It's Trill London, Serena Linton, and Chris Island. So yeah, I'm just pretty, stunned. So yeah, it's just crazy. So yeah, okay, they was high rise. Okay, Tyson and Tyreek. So that's they were high rise. Yeah, and I guess yeah, he was part of the D'Angelo family of Crispino. So yep. Um, yeah, I know the story. We know with Malik Blade. Okay, True. Oh, he came through the WWE ID company and debuted the company last year's probably Evolve roster, but before featuring in season 2 and season 3 in LFG, because Island was also featured in all 3 seasons of LFG after putting pen and paper in WWE in late 2024, as was Serena Linton, who challenged the WWE Women's Speed Championship. Oh, it was a live event, but yeah, but the good thing is for these guys, they getting released when they like in the NXT or Evolve. They got a 30-day non-compete contract. So, all they gotta do, just wait a month and actually they can just, do whatever they want to do. As for the main roster ones, yeah, they're gonna have until July or August, I believe, for them to get done with their non-complete calls. Yeah, they put that cause ever since that WCW and WWE wars, and it's just like one ridiculous thing after another. It really is. But I'm just not saying I'm done with WWE or anything like that, because there's still some wrestlers that I still like to see. But us as we talk about it and things like that. We're the ones that not gonna they're not gonna stop us from watching, because we just gotta show y'all like what we feel as like fans. And I did wrote down on Instagram is like, I think the people that just got fired, I think we failed them as fans, with trying to show support and all that stuff. And like I said, if you supported them and like if they was in the indies and stuff like that, when they like up there, where's the support there? So, and I know like some people like with hard times with me and stuff. I haven't brought like a merchandise from any other wrestling company in years. It was like I got uh I think it's like a not basket, but just like just to say a box full of shirts that that are still looking brand new and all that stuff. Um, and I started wearing them recently, and it's just like, okay, okay. So, and I think I did at one point, I kind of clean out my closet, sort of say. And some of the shirts I did, got rid of because, they was probably no longer there, and who knows if they was gonna come back, or or some of them just didn't fit me anymore. So some of them, I do badly miss, but some of them, they just had to go. So I may do another one this spring. Well, it's like April already, so probably sometime in May I might do like a little bit cleaning with the wrestling shirts. Because right now, the shirts are at my old place. They're not at my temporary place as yet. So when that happens, I'm probably gonna look through and see like what needs to go and what don't need to go. So if y'all spotted all the call ups all this week, Raw after WrestleMania, it the matches were great, but it just felt off. And I'm sorry to say, but SmackDown, like after WrestleMania, was more successful than Raw. It's just one of those things you just don't know what they're trying to do. We really don't. Um, of course, like I said, new United States champion, which was Tiffany Stratton. I swear they should have had that at WrestleMania. Break Monroe is getting called up and gonna be on SmackDown next week. Fatal Influence, of course, we know the rumors about JC Jane was gonna get called up, but we didn't know the whole team was gonna get called up, and they did. They interfered in the tag team match, so I guess everybody out to get them. And they mentioned Ricky Saints is getting called up as well and be on SmackDown next week. But they got Blake Monroe just saying, coming soon. And oh yeah, they did kind of hint at, that Lucha Underground hints a return. But I could be I know I saw this report somewhere, but I think WWE brought Lucha Underground. So if they do return, it may be under the WWE brand. So even though some of those people that got fired, maybe like Shanto Escobar, maybe they'll like sign him to Lucha Underground because WWE can they can break their own 90-day crawls on some of these guys and send them to Lucha Underground. That's possible because I did hear that WWE did brought Lucha Underground and all that stuff. So who knows? Um, of course, NXT was great. I'm trying to let's see. Uh, well, they just had like the Of course, Pat McAfee is done with wrestling period. So yeah. Um, I can. Okay, we still on Thursday. So we know about Brock retiring, and let's see. No, it wasn't that. Of course, it's fully announced that Night Champions will be in Saudi Arabia. So much for doing a 30th anniversary of the Austin era, which started like in Milwaukee. So much for that. I guess we're not good enough. Okay, so oh yeah, Street Profits are now on Raw. So yeah. Also um who, Joe Henry will be on Raw next week. I'm trying to think who else got called up on Raw. Let's see who else got called up. Um, Denhausen is still a free agent. Let's see. Let's see. Who else got? Okay, now we're in NXT, so maybe we'll be very close to know. Um, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. No, 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 no. Oh yeah, Rhea Ripley's last night on Raw, so she's gonna be on SmackDown. From this point on. Come on, of course, Jacob out too will probably end up going back and forth until they figure out what they're gonna do. So he's probably gonna mostly join Raw. Um, oh yeah, Rosuka did make her match debut against Liv Morgan, but thanks to Zarya, she did lost the match. Um, and Ethan Page was another one that got called up. Ended up facing Javon Evans, and he won. And I think that was it for the call ups. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was it for like the call ups. So wasn't that much for Raw for like call ups than was for SmackDown. So yeah, it's just that part. You just kind of shocked and just thinking like, okay, you call this person, and I thought Raw would needed a little bit more of a roster, but then again, they only have like a 2.5 hour show compared to SmackDown's 3 hours. So part of it is understandable, and the other part is like, why you didn't add more? I don't know, but then again, they did like some other call ups, before WrestleMania, so I guess that makes sense, and most of them had went to Raw, so I guess that's understandable. But anyways, yeah, y'all just let me know what y'all think about these releases. Just comment, and like I said, we can't stand them, and it's just like, why? Wow, Portland beating the Spurs. Uh, yeah, it seems like gonna be a lot of upsets in the NBA, and if it comes to the second round, if I see like upsets, I'm probably gonna be watching more of the playoffs when the semifinals and stuff like that. But anyways, that's it for talking about wrestling. And if some of y'all was exclusively from like just listening to like wrestling, I can understand. So if you leave, I understand. So see you guys later. But moving on to the Bucks. So now they got their coach Taylor Jenkins, which some of y'all may not be familiar with, but he was assistant coach with Coach Bud at the 2018-2019 season. And how success that the Bucks were, and they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, and I think the Arrows season is over with. Oh, oh, they got another game on Sunday. Okay, I thought it was over. Oh, unless it must be the best of seven. I don't know. Uh, like National League Hockey and of course like American League Hockey are like two different things, but American Hockey League is like a kind of like how the G League is for the NBA. So many working on their prospects. But anywho, like I said, they did hire Taylor Jenkins, and they trying to finalize the contract. So we'll see. And oh yeah, it just popped up on my screen. Good way for Packers, like they want to go for defense more than offense, which I think they do need something on offense. But maybe tomorrow, from like the fourth round pick to the seventh, maybe they'll look for somebody offensive there, because I think they probably need I think they need at least one more or two more wide receivers, or they're actually going to go for some in the offseason. Who knows? But oh yeah, because if you guys have a chance, check out fanspo.com. If you want to do like realistic trades, like you want to trade somebody in football, like you want to trade Jordan Love to the 49ers or something like that. Just saying, for example. So yeah. Welcome back, Mike. So you're gonna hear Sam's, talking all crazy on ESPN, saying some stuff that he probably made up himself and trying to push the narrative until it actually happened, and be like, "See, I told you." It's gonna be like one of those people. At least was what's his name that was there before they hired Sam's. He was a better, reporter than finding out about trades and stuff than this guy is. Because I know a lot of people is like, yeah, we need him back. And I do not blame y'all, because Sam's is a piece of crap. Just put it that way. So they're saying, okay, we got Taylor Jenkins as our head coach. So maybe, because some people put out there that maybe we should get John Morant. I'm thinking like, how? And I'm thinking he's making a lot of money, and plus, they rumors has it. I don't know if it's true. So you can take this to a grain of salt. That John Morant and Taylor Jenkins had like a falling out for last season before he got Taylor Jenkins got fired. So it was like, if you had a falling out with somebody, like, why would you bring them to a team unless it's something like big for him? So what we're gonna do, with this video, I know some of y'all can't see it, but when you get a chance to watch the pre-recorded episode, it will be on at least like maybe like 30 minutes after we're off live. So get a chance, check it out. So we're just gonna see what our options is when it comes to getting John Morant. I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I'm not saying it needs to happen. So that's what I'm not saying. But I guess they all agree with that that the Bucks do need like a number two guy. And you got Ryan Rollins in, and I guess you got Kevin Porter Jr. But then again, most of the time they was all hurt and stuff like that. So I guess part of me understands that because yeah, they were hurt, they was injured. And I think I blame Doc Rivers for all his fault because, they don't, play that much and they just, 40 million. So that's what he'll be making next season. So, hypothetical reason, Memphis didn't spend more than the Bucks did. So, like, Bucks are 7.3 million in the tax space before they end up hitting the first apron. So they thinking by the time the Bucks will by this season coming up, they'll be already over the first apron. And the funny thing is, people forget that salary cap increase every year. We don't know how much it's going to increase, but it's going to increase. So that was the agreement with the TV with like the TV brands that show NBA and all that stuff. So that was their deal. They want to get their salary cap increase. So I don't know how much it's going to go up this year, but you know what? Let me look before we do this. So how much is the NBA salary cap will be the 26-27 season. Okay. Of course, okay. The salary cap for the 26-27 season is projected to be 165 million, was approximately a $10 million increase from last season. It was a cap of 154.6 million. Okay. The projection was slightly lowered by 1 million due to a reduction of the local media revenue. Oh yeah, because the media revenue, they try their best, try to, say their opinions and stuff like that, promote the NBA, and like half of these, like, some of these channels, like, there's a lot of YouTube channels that, they talk about, basketball and all that, but when they put certain videos up, certain parts of the game, they get a copyright infringement on them. And it's like half of them are just like, what's the point of trying to do like videos if we can't, show and like talk about it? So it's it's kind of crazy. It's like, shoot, I wish I'd be getting some of their local media revenue. How much I've been talking about the Bucks, for like almost 10 years. Like, give me a break. So, yeah, the salary cap would be 165 million. The salary floor would be 149. So, 165 they would hit the limit. And wait a minute, they also had thought they had some. Okay, there we go. The luxury tax level is 201 million. The first apron next year will be 209 million, and the second apron will be if you hit up to 222 million. So it's like wherever the Bucks decide to do, they're actually kind of safe because right now it's 180 million, and whatever their draft pick is going to cost them, and also who they going to keep or who they going to let go. So I got a feeling they would not. They would probably would hit the luxury tax, but they would not hit the first apron. So I think they're kind of safe on that. So I'm just saying, some people, jump the guns and be like, okay, Bulls are gonna be paying a lot in the first apron. I'm just throwing it up here, and the luxury tax level is 201 million, and when they get to the first apron, it'll be 209 million. I don't know. There's just some people just talking out of their butts. So whatever. Anyways, let's do this trade. Let's see John Morant. But I wonder if there's a thing they can do like pick swap. So let me see what we can do. Wait. Okay, by this they will be on the second apron. So yeah. Oh, the space is 14.5 million of the second apron space. So they will spend like another 14 million, then that'd be it for them. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see who they want to get rid of. So I hope Uzman Dane got a player option. So Kevin Porter Jr. got a player option. Uh, Miles Turner and Kyle Kuzma, oh yeah, they're good to go. Although Kyle Kuzma will be like on his final year of his contract and is gonna go down to 20 million. Um, Ryan Rollins is safe. Gary Trent has like a player option. I think Gary Harris, they probably got a player option too, but he might leave. And I can understand why. They need to keep Torian Prince, of course. Jericho Sims, they need to keep. AJ Green, they need to keep. I don't know why they got on Nigel Hayes. He's not even with the team. So, and plus, with Pete Nance, they signed him to a contract for next year, so he's safe. Alex, they can re-sign him if they want to. Like same thing with the Nasser, they can re-sign him if they want to with the same deal. Um, Andre Jackson Jr. But I got a feeling that they probably thinking that they're gonna let him go because he's on the team option. So they probably will let him go just to make space for somebody else. And don't forget that they do have an extra space to sign like a two-way player. So that's probably gonna be dealt with before the summer is over. Maybe when they figure out what they're gonna do with the G League and go from there. Um, so yeah, but I'm trying to think. You know, doing trades is hard. It really is. So let's. I hate to do this, but let's do Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma. Now I think that's enough to make the salary fit. I believe. Oh god, I hate when this happens. Oh Jesus. So even if they take trade them straight up, it still will work. You know, yeah, because it'll be 2.1 million on the cap space before they get to the tax space, and of course the Bucks are 3.7 million in the tax space before they hit the first apron. So, and I know that they might want some picks for John Morant, but let's see if we can do any swaps. So I think Memphis does have like a first round pick. I believe that they do. Um, well, yeah, the second round pick for the Bucks and for Utah, that's not going to be existing because And like, Utah ended up being, the top team or anything like that from 56 onwards. So they kind of lost that pick. Um, of course, next year's pick is like New Orleans, like Rock the Swap. Kind of same thing, with Atlanta. So let's just put it this way: like, if New Orleans Pelicans pick, hits like the top five or something like that, Atlanta gets that pick. But they do have an option. They want to switch like from Milwaukee, but I rarely see it. So most likely, the Bucks will probably end up getting the 10th pick. So yeah, that's not going to go anywhere unless some miracle the Bucks end up being up there. So it was another YouTuber that had like the Bucks like having getting the fourth pick out of thin air, and I was just like, wait, how? I don't know, but then again, that's the lottery for you. Let's see. Let's see. I probably won't like it. Depends who they if they get John Morant. Maybe they are willing to let go the 2031 first round pick. Let's do that, and maybe a 2032 swap. Let's see. It would be others' choice. Like I said, 2032, and kind of same thing with let's see. There we go. Easy enough, do the swap, and but you give Memphis, the 2031st pick, and do the 2032 swap. Because at the point it's going to be at some point that they the Bucks will be able to trade, when the NBA draft hits, they can able to trade their 2033 pick, first round, second round, if they want to do that. So yeah, the Bucks do have some options, and we'll see about that. Sorry guys, let me try to come on. Okay, so let me try this trade. Let's see. Oh yeah, it will work. Like I said, well, Bucks end up playing like 3.5 million more, which I think they'll be okay with because they'll still be under in the tax base. So nothing to worry about on that. And Memphis, they'll be 3.5 million under. So they will have more tax base if they do this. Um, I know it's gonna be like you're gonna be puzzling question mark like who are they gonna get for like their big guys? Y'all forgot one person. Bojo Jub Markovich. He's playing overseas, and yesterday the junior team of the team he's playing for did win a championship. So congratulations to them. As for the older class in that team, yeah, they did not have a good record, and it seems like Bojo Jub didn't play much. I don't know, they hold him back or he was injured or stuff like that. It really just didn't explain it. But like I said, sign him. Whoever you decide to get in the draft. And plus, maybe there's some players that haven't been picking the draft. You probably will want to go after. You never know. But I do have a good feeling that they're probably going. Of course, they're going to get their first round pick, and after that, they're probably going to see who's available for like after the draft, and go for that. So, so they're going to replace like Kyle Kuzma at the small forward like combo position. They got Uzman James, so I think they'll be okay there. they're already good with guards because they got a whole bunch of guards. So it's like they probably gonna need like I said, Bolo Job, another big man. They can put like a power forward center, or at times, if you want to start them in the beginning of the season, like put them at the small forward, starting small forward. And, um, then you have like three guys in the lineup that's nearly 7 feet. Or you want to put Umar Dane at the shooting guard. He's 6'9". Because Doc did at some points did use him to be like shooting guard. So you got that. There's a lot of options, and I know they're probably thinking like what they're going to do with the Kevin Porter Jr. Ryan Rollins situation. I say that Ryan Rollins is better off the bench, and I apologize for people that are watching Facebook Live. Trying to recollect. I don't know. Maybe this phone is just bad to do Facebook Live. I don't know. But then again, it's an Android, so yeah, these other two are Androids and they work just fine. Maybe something's about Facebook. Who knows? But yeah, you see, the Bucks will be +1 win. Of course, a lot of minutes. But their offense will very, very increase, and their defense will go down a little bit, but not too much, because you never know who they're gonna get too. So probably will be worth it. But Grizzlies will be -1 win. Of course, more. Oh yeah, I forgot. Bucks will be like minus a minute, so you never know who they're gonna get like in a draft or whatever. You also have Memphis. There'll be a little bit better defensive team, especially them getting rid of Jaren Jackson Jr. during the trade. So I guess that part will work out for teams. And at one point, they did try to get John Morant during the trade deadline, but Grizzlies wanted Ryan Rollins, and the Bucks did not want to get rid of Ryan Rollins, like anybody else. But they're not going to get rid of Ryan Rollins. So I don't think this will happen, but I know they're going to be looking for like a second person. So another idea that was passed out. So okay, so
Your internet might have gone out because mine has.
yeah, I'm not even surprised because yeah, this one just said done. Okay, it was just in Facebook Live, so I apologize. Um, it's like I don't know what's going on, with Facebook Live when it comes to this phone, but you know what? That's fine. Let's just leave it be. Anywho, so there's three more. There's two more players. I think there's three, but there's two more that I'm gonna try to do. Let's see. Okay, let's just close this one, and I don't know how they're gonna do this one either. But another player they're thinking about is like I said, I don't know how they're gonna do this, but they're thinking of Kevin Durant. So it's like why you want to go backwards? So that's one of the things you will never get.
Yeah, Best Western's got no internet connection.
Oh, okay. So
That's why you're having problems.
oh, Twitch is still on, so that's good. Of course, I'm not worried about YouTube or TikTok because they can survive from their own internet. Oh wow, he lost some weight. Let's see. Let's see. 6'11" Kevin Durant. Oh wow. So I really don't know how that's gonna work. So as many they probably would have to get rid of. Okay, let me try something. I'm just gonna try it. I don't think it's gonna work, but let's just try it anyway. He would have 2 years left in his deal when he signed it with Phoenix, and got traded and stuff like that. So let's do the same too. like I said, I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's see. Like I wouldn't like it, but maybe they would, do Kevin Porter Jr. send him back to Houston, which I don't know. I just wouldn't give a guy, I drafted then traded away, then just count him back last year. So there was something I would not do, but I'm just looking at what makes sense. So oh no, they're gonna need they're gonna wait a minute. So wait a minute. Houston would be in the tax space, and the Bucks will be in the first apron. Um, I'm gonna hate to do this, but let's see if the Rockets work. Oh yeah, that'll be over. So let's put Kevin Porter Jr. back. And like I said, they'll just focus on the big man in the draft, so it's possible. So let's do that. Probably kind of like the same thing. Bucks give up like a couple, first round picks and stuff like that. And oh, sorry guys, let me just fix this, and there we go. So yeah, Houston will be on the second apron. They did this, and 61 million and 54 million. So I don't think it's gonna work, but let's just see anyway. So let's try to trade. We'll probably add, round picks on another time. Yeah, yeah, like I just figured. Not good. Um, let's see. Oh, okay. You are over to the allowed incoming amount of 6 million. So let's just say they cut somebody from their roster. Yeah, they can probably do that. The trade would result in Rockets crossing the tax apron of one. So they got to remove at least over 7 million. And of course, with the Bucks, it will be successful, but they would have to know. They probably just get somebody from free agency or something like that. So that's probably not a total big deal. So let's close this. And there's one more. I think this person is going to have like a player option this off season, but I'm not sure. But let's just go with the troubling Clippers. And no, I'm not thinking about getting Brook Lopez back or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. Oh yeah, that's a lot too for Kawhi Leonard, because that would be the one they probably would want to go for is Kawhi Leonard. I take it. Wait, I take it next season he will have a player option. So will he come to the Bucks and sign like a cheaper deal? I don't know. Um, I wouldn't know what to say. But yeah, that's the news out there about Bucks and stuff. But I don't see any of these deals getting done unless it's somebody good, like they really can work something out. Maybe they will have to add a third team into this. But yeah, I do not see this working out at all. I really don't. So you know what? We can end that, and there's a couple of things I want to talk about on Milwaukee development. So, like I said, if y'all was just here for the Bucks, talk about the Bucks, I can understand if y'all got out of here. So that's fine. Let's see. There's two things I'm going to talk about. So and this is about Milwaukee development. Um, Amazon plans Monopoly Valley facility. Company will renovate warehouse as a ultra fast delivery center. No, yeah, that's good. Oh wow, Amazon intends to build a 11,246 square foot fulfillment at 12th and Bruce, so 1230 West Bruce Street. So yeah, that's kind of like a little bit of downtown and also part of the south side as well. So the facility would be less than 1/20th the size of the company of 2.5 million square foot that they have in Oak Creek, but will take less than a half the time to travel from the new facility to Northwestern Mutual Tower and County. So that'd be good. Why not?
I'm sorry, I've got to turn the air on. It's too freaking hot in here.
Okay.
I'm sweating in places.
Let's see,
The
new
Lord shouldn't let me
location.
sweat.
New location comes as inside face competition in the fast delivery space from DoorDash was recently expanded in Milwaukee. Wait, really? DoorDash expanded in a Milwaukee facility? Okay, that I didn't know. Um, right. Okay, so since 2016, the company had leased spaces on 3935 West Mitchell Street in this same business park. Surprising to see that. 2024 permit request refers to a grocery fulfillment operation with 38,000 square foot space. Company previously was reported to have at least 49,000 square feet of that. The e-commerce giant who also owns Whole Foods had, of course, on the east side, of course. That's crazy. I wonder when they're gonna. Okay, so Amazon is working with the Minneapolis office of Core States Group on the project. So, just from the looks of it, from the picture, they probably don't have to do much outside. Probably mostly, they're probably gonna do something inside. But that crazy things happened before, so wouldn't be that much surprise. So let's go back, and there was one more thing we're gonna talk about from there. Then probably, like I said, probably won't be much talk about comic book movies and TV news. Um, Graham and Catering opens on Lincoln Avenue.
Oh, that feels so much better.
Sad about that. So let's see. New development hosts to resurrect Harbor District. So look at this right quick before we move on. Let's see. All right. Oh wow, that is really empty. So 234 South Water Street. Wow, that's close to where we do our Wave of Light. Very close to it. Um, so a Lauren Dorman proposal of 11-story apartment at a vacant riverfront site has been okay. So I guess it was a plan to do an 11-story apartment building. More ways, try to get the million people in Milwaukee. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it was development apartments. It was going to be condominiums. 11-story, 133 unit apartment complex in 2019. So somebody else is stepping in, a Minnesota-based firm. So hey, cool. So they did develop a 261 unit Ivania Apartments that's in the third ward. That opened last year. So shoot, why not? First they got okay, they ain't got like anything that is gonna have like a picture or anything like that. So I guess whenever they decide to actually like do that, they probably will. So who knows? But yeah, I like more developers, but I think we just need like some more hotels. So I think some apartment units and stuff like that doesn't really like be needed just at certain areas in the city. But high price in apartments and stuff like that, and don't even count on it being for low income because it ain't. Okay, so now let me get out of that one and let's look at it probably ain't gonna be that much going on with comic book and movie and TV news. So let's see Marvel updates first. Um, like I said, I mentioned earlier this week, they was at Cinecon, and now they mentioned that Marvel is going to be on San Diego Comic Con.
I
So they
swear it sounded like you said it was going to be a Cinnabon. I'm like, what are they doing a Cinnabon for?
I wish they had
They're
Cinnabon.
sponsoring it or something?
That would be something. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Like the team up. Of course, Jessica Jones did debut in the latest episode. Daredevil Born Again. I'm going to try to watch it at some point. Hopefully, before the full season, is over with. Um. So really, it ain't gonna be that much to. Yeah, it's really ain't that much to talk about. That they're gonna be at San Diego Comic Con this July. So maybe some spoilers. And there was rumors out there they might have the full cast of X-Men gonna be appearing there because they got they because they're going to start shooting X-Men at the end of this year. So I guess getting ready for that, and it seems like that's not going to be the first mutant saga that's going to be like out there first. So because they got days, what was it? For 2028, they got May, July, and I believe November. So I can see, they decided to do the Deadpool movie. It's probably going to end up being X-Force. So I can see them doing that first. For that May spot, then July probably X-Men, then probably November, December, it probably would be like Black Panther 3, and after that, probably just put something out there. Who knows? So we're going to look back on a little bit of DC before we end the show. There we go. DC updates. Probably ain't that much, because, they're trying to hype up Supergirl, which will be out late June of this year. Sorry. Of course, the three things that's coming out this year for DC. Of course, Supergirl in June. You got Lanterns late August. Then you got Clayface that was supposed to be in September. Now moved to late October, which is kind of like close to Halloween anyway. So it kind of fits perfectly. But I guess wait a minute, what are they talking about here? Because I know they're still working on Creature Commando season 2. Let's see what they're talking about. All the connection between Clayface and Creature Commandos. They already mentioned that it's going to be part of the Creature Commando is going to be part of DCU. So it's like they're not really spoiling anything. Okay, Smallville. So yeah, they got Matt Reeves that's doing his Batman verse. Producing, Clayface, and he's also going to be producing the Dynamic Duel that's going to come out in DCU. And yeah, they did confirm that Clayface will be part of the DCU instead of, Elseworld. So this is going to be really interesting. Like, are they going to, add like Batman into this or what? So it'd be interesting to see like if they end up casting Batman. It's just some of these tubers they just say like you might as well just put Batman, the Matt Reeves version of it, in the DCU because I guess because we still waiting on Batman Brave and the Bold and it's gonna be a while. And then now they saying that Batman Part 2 will be delayed from 2027 to 2028. It's all messed up. That's what it is. It's all messed up. And they are currently shooting Man of Tomorrow. So that should be interesting. So I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, it was the first look at teaser trailer for Clayface, and I did put that up there. I believe it was I think it was yesterday. I put it up there. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Of course, Adriana Jonah training for Man of Tomorrow. Yeah, she did get cast as a secret character. So some people think it's Woman, but some people think it is Maximum. But if it is, then you know what? Great. You like to see more characters, so that's good. And they called it like a Superman sequel of Man of Tomorrow, but I thought it was just like just a DC like team up thing. But they called it a Superman sequel, so whatever. Oh, a Clayface movie takes place before Superman in the DCU timeline, so be before the DCU. So it's possible they can put Superman appearance in that. They could. Just insane, but yeah, it's just mainly not much like big news, but the teaser trailer of Clayface and that they start shooting Man tomorrow. So they only mentioned for next year only Man of Tomorrow. So I don't know if there's anything else coming up. Maybe Creature Commandos come out next year for like the TV series, or what they gonna do with Peacemaker. So that's another thing that they probably gotta plug up or something like that. So I guess it's all right now. We just wait and see. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. Wow, we've been this just over an hour, so good thing it didn't go for 2 hours. So that's a good thing. But anyway, guys, like what to do. Like, subscribe, and support both of these platforms. Like YouTube, please subscribe and click the notifications. Same thing for you guys on my personal TikTok page. Show some love. And for you guys, on Twitch, you know, follow us, and also let people know that we're doing this, and share the wealth. Show some love, like she said.
I need love.
But anyways, guys, we're out of here. Or we want to thank our sponsors, Midwest Wrestling Collectibles, also Great Scott Sports Cars, and we are proud sponsors of Phoenix Pro Wrestling. Like I mentioned, they will have a show tomorrow up north Wisconsin, so get that chance. And Maddie's Mary, like I said, maddysmary.org. If you want to donate to help the cause, you can do that. And also check out Pregnancy and Infant Loss Network on Facebook. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, man up, woman up, face up.
Don't be a fuck up.
And check on your mental health, because next month is going to be Mental Health Awareness Month. So we are going to be like pushing for that too. So get ready to be bugged about mental health. But anyways, until next video, you guys have a good one. See you later. Y'all guys have a good night. And thanks for joining us. Okay, we just ended on that and that. Then we're gonna end Twitch. And now YouTube Live. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks for the likes, and see you later. Ooh, didn't want that to fall. He was gonna have an accident.